Good evening, everyone, from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. You're watching the Queen of the Skies. We'll dial up the volume here a little bit for you. This is, and by the way, welcome to Runway DFW. We'll do the formal introductions in a minute. Let me get my tripod unlocked here. We're a little early because this big old 747 is headed out, and we don't want to miss that, do we? So this is UPS flight 751. It's off to Louisville. 748-800. This is a 5-year-old bird. And I think we'll be here with you probably till round about midnight Central Time. So the big question tonight, well, one of the big questions is, will Pi Day be ruined by sprinklers? I don't have the answer to that, but we're prepared. That beast of a plane is getting ready to take off on runway 18 left here at DFW Airport. We are here at DFW Founders Plaza, overlooking the UPS cargo facility, and that camera was pointed at where that 747 had been parked when we started tonight. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and do some diagnosis on our behind-the-scenes camera because it doesn't seem to kind of go south on us after I fired things up a little early. If you're new to our broadcast, welcome. We invite you to subscribe and like. And Josh Aldrich has provided us with a Pi Day Super Chat. Happy Pi Day, Walt. Thank you for the night stream. Thank you, Josh. Yes, I haven't done our formal introduction yet, so stand by for that. And it is Pi Day, so we do have an official pie for you tonight. Well, for me. For somebody. Here we go, off to Louisville. Where is our a bit of an audio issue tonight. We'll get the ATC going shortly. There's a plane coming in. But we want to follow the 747. That was an A321 coming in from Los Angeles, flight 2723 American Airlines. Trying to make that a little brighter for you. That's a little better. This is the first time we've been out here since the time change. Well, that's probably going to be our only queen for the night, unless we get lucky. So I did want to bring you that before we get too far along. Didn't want to miss that, because it's still 6 minutes before we were supposed to go on the air. All right, let's fire things up here, shall we, on Runway DFW.
With a camera.
Yes, you found us here. It's Runway at DFW After Dark with your host, Walt. We'll be here till around about midnight. We may have an intermission if the sprinklers intercede, but welcome to DFW International Airport at night. It is the date. Wow, I got all sorts of things are mixed up here. My thingamabob's not working. It's Tuesday, 3/14, 3.14, Pi Day. Welcome to you. And here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if is this going to work? Yeah, that works. We'll do that. And here we go. Okay. It's American Flight 1065, I want to say. 737 going to Austin. No, I beg your pardon. That's a 737 coming in from Austin. Where's this plane going? That appears to be going to Columbus. No, Colorado Springs. Why, I'm all discombobulated. American Flight 2347 was that one. Continuing with the nonstop action. And you know, the action will slow down at some point. That aircraft, an Airbus A319, is headed off to Monterrey, Mexico. American Flight 2174. And just as that lifts off, the go signal is given to the plane which I lost track of, which is already way down there. Oh yeah. Yeah, they've got a lot of planes stacked up at the top of runway 18 left. And so if I hurry, we can get some more of the starting gate. Here's a Mesa Airlines plane, and as we've discussed before, American Airlines, or American Eagle, is ending its relationship with Mesa to provide regional flights and firing up an alliance with Air Wisconsin. Now, Air Wisconsin flies pretty small 50-seater planes, which American hasn't used in its regional fleet for several years now. But I guess initially the Air Wisconsin flights are going to operate out of the Midwest, you know, the American Airlines Chicago hub. So I don't know if we'll see any Air Wisconsin flights here. I guess we'll find out. And I haven't forgotten that you are furiously typing messages into the message board here at Runway DFW, and I will get to those as soon as I can. But I kind of feel like I'm on borrowed time here, because if the sprinklers fire up, we're going to be dead in the water for, 20 or 25 minutes. So we might as well see some planes. Now with the time change, this is our first broadcast since the central time zone switched over to daylight time as opposed to standard time. So I don't know if the sprinklers changed their times as well or not. They had been going off around 9:30 local time, and it's 9:30, and I don't see any sprinklers, so I'm assuming that we may be presented with a sprinkler or two in about an hour from now, which is unfortunate because that's when lots of cargo planes come in. So we'll see. We may have to reevaluate our timing here, if that's the case. And by the by, that was American Eagle Flight 981, a CRJ 700 going to Stillwater, Oklahoma. Here's another American Eagle aircraft. This is an Embraer, an Embraer 175. I believe this one's going to Bentonville, Arkansas. It's American Eagle Flight 3628. And we did miss, unfortunately, the departure of the A380 Speedbird back to London. It took off as we were setting up. Quite unfortunate. And reminder, of course, it is Pi Day, so we do have a pie here on full display here at the Runway DFW broadcast table. What have we for you now? It's going to be an Airbus A321, American Airlines Flight 679. And this bird's going to Phoenix. It is cooler here than the last time we hung out with you at night. It's a little more seasonable, I would say. Temperatures in the 50s Fahrenheit. '54, according to our trusty thermometer. So hold on a second. I'm gonna play a little bit of a musical interlude while I see if I can get our behind-the-scenes camera set up. So hold on a second, and we'll be right back. Well, folks, I couldn't get it to work. I may try to work my Runway DFW magic while we're in a lull here, but for whatever reason, this other camera shows that it's transmitting. But I don't know why we are not seeing it. All right, well, happy Pi Day, right? Oh, there's the UPS hub. We should see some more activity over there shortly. Now, let me see if I can get to some of you. Karen Monson says, "Hey, Walt, don't work tonight, so we'll be back to check it out." I like it when you do night streams. Thank you. Now I'm trying to get our our scanner going, so we have some ATC for you to listen to when I'm not yakking away. I don't know, things are just kind of being a little obstinate today. Scanner's plugged in. I'm not hearing anything. All right. Well, let's see. And now my mouse is not working. I'll tell you what. Well, I'm looking at some of your messages. I say hello to you at East Texas Aviation. I can't punch in your messages. So hello to East Texas Aviation, to Josh Aldrich, to Blue Stem, Illinois Prairie, to John Franco, to Bill Caldum, to A-List Flyer Chris, one of our great mods. And I don't know, I'm a little puzzled about how things are locking up here. Oh, okay, here's my mouse. Well, there it was momentarily. I'm ready to eat some pie. There are the lights of Cedar Hill, broadcasting television and radio to the metropolitan area. And there you see the East Tower of DFW with the big green Bank of America tower in the background. You see an American Airlines plane coming over the bridge from the east side. And you see I think that plane you just saw was going to the left, was off to Sacramento, California. But what you will see coming into view now is Flight 2697 off to Los Angeles, California. Another A321. So we got to take off for you on Runway DFW. And I know we're here for the cargo, and we'll get to that. I believe this to be the other A321. Or another A321. This one appears to be going to Denver, Colorado. There's one right behind it. Oh no. I think this is I think this is the one that's going to Sacramento. Yes, indeedy. This is flight 456 going to Sacramento. The capital city of California. So here's a 737. This one's going to Las Vegas. It's American Flight 2343. If you happen to be a Runway DFW novice viewer, you will note that there are a lot of American Airlines and American Eagle planes here, and that's because they pretty much have dominion over the whole, most of the airport, most of the traffic. So now I'm working on our camera number 3 here. It worked very nicely the first couple of times I tried it, and let's see if I can get it clicked on here. Oh great, now my mouse is not working again. Okay, so here's our behind the scenes camera. It's working now, but I have to mount it back on the back on our car, which is over there. So hang on for a second. We'll give you that shot while I waltz over to the car and see if I can get this to work. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I think, keep your fingers crossed, there it is. Hello, everyone. Well, we'll see how long that holds up. The horizon's a little off, but what are you gonna do? We've got American Eagle Flight 579-3. It's going to Billings, Montana. CRJ 900ER. And if I said American Airlines, of course, I meant to say American Eagle. And if I said American Eagle, I was, of course, correct. Do I see a Turkish plane there? I believe I do. That would be Turkish Airlines Flight 192. It's head back to Istanbul. It's a 787-9 Dreamliner. Go in just a little bit on that. So it got pushed back a few minutes ago from Terminal D. And it's on its way up to the north end where we are. It could, however, be sent over to the east side for takeoff. We'll just have to see. You can see the sky. This camera actually gives us kind of a view of the sky. It's pretty overcast tonight, and I think we're supposed to get some rain in the next day or two, which is another reason why I wanted to come out and be with you good folks tonight. And for you who are the fans of the 777, in a moment, I'll try to get a bead on this big plane. So this is American Airlines Flight 78. It is one of 4 daily American Airlines flights to London Heathrow. And there's another flight to London Heathrow, which we didn't get to see today, the Airbus A380 British Airways Speedbird. And of course, we're also waiting for some more cargo action over there at the American Airlines facility. I do see I believe I do see one of the hallowed MD-11s pushed back. Chances are that's going to either Chicago, Rockford RFD Airport, or to Louisville. And as it turns out, that one's going to Louisville. We have an H on that one. Let's see here. Okay, that's pretty old. We'll check back on that one in just a bit. Let's see what's happening to our Heathrow-bound plane. So it looks like this triple is going out on here on runway 18 left. So good for us. We get to see that. This is a 20th century bird, but just barely. It dates back to June of 2021. Hello, Mark Langdale, our newest subscriber to Runway DFW. And yes, I still haven't figured out the, I don't have the ATC figured out yet. So many cables, so little time. Ross Gin says, some coffee for you, Walt. We'll take some of this rain off our hands. Thank you for that $10 super chat, Ross. I really appreciate that. So I'll offer some tea and crumpets. And as I was fearing, the Turkish jet is headed over the bridge to the east side of the airport. Them's the brakes. Now, let's see what's happening with this big old MD, shall we? I hear the engines, but it doesn't seem to have made much progress since we last saw this aircraft. There you see it off in the distance. Wasting no time to cross over runway 18 right. Well, it's gotta hit the pause button here. That was our scanner, ladies and gentlemen. It seems to have either lost its programming. I'm not sure what's happened. What's going on here? Oh, I see. I thought there was a truck working on it. I guess it's just parked and waiting for this aircraft to pass. What it's waiting for here is for American Flight 1992 to come in from Seattle, which is just about to arrive. I don't think we've done any arrivals yet tonight, have we? We've been so busy with departures. We will have some arrivals of the cargo variety. And now the MD is on the move once again. Hey there, O'Malley. I see planes, he says. So O'Malley, you like take the week off for St. Patrick's Day? I don't know. I'm not Irish, so I don't know how that works. With a name like O'Malley. Just after 10 o'clock here on Runway DFW. After dark. It's Walt here on this high day, Tuesday, March 14th, or 3/14, 3.14. Will anybody ever get to the last digit of pi? That noise you hear in the background is another MD getting ready, getting pushed back. You can see it there on the left side of your screen. And this is the one that's going to Chicago, to the RFD Airport in Rockford. So MD lovers unite, call your friends. Another proud bird that's been flying around up there for a long time. It's our friend Jay with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Jay. Says thank you for this stream. It's a perfect nightcap. I love planes. We're out there in the Pacific time zone, so you it's not that late for you, right? Well, I apologize for no ATC tonight. I have no idea what's happening to the scanner. I put some new batteries in it before we left. Everything seemed to check out. And it's just one of those things. Ross is a fan of this shot. That's why we like this position and why I'm I'm hoping that the sprinklers don't come on. If they do, I estimated they're about 20 minutes away. if they follow the pattern of if they haven't been reset for the time zone. And we're not missing anything else right now, everyone. It seems to be this is the only thing that's happening over here on the west side right now. No Shame and Fernie. No Shame and Fernie. I followed for a while. I moved from Dallas to New York City in November, so this feels like home right now. It's like I'm back in the room watching your DFW plane spotting lives. Well, I guess kind of you are. Oh, look at that. Flash your headlight if you love Runway DFW. Ross wants to know if I use a Uniden Bearcat scanner. I picked up a Whistler 1040 at the swap meet, and it does pretty good. Well, what I've been using, I don't know if I'll continue to use it, but it's all I've got right now. It's technically a Radio Shack scanner. Remember Radio Shack? I used to work part-time at Radio Shack to help pay for my son's college expenses. And so I got a pretty good discount on them. And Radio Shack resold Uniden scanners. So what I have is a Uniden scanner. It was branded as a NASCAR scanner for, to pick up, to go to the races and listen to the drivers. But it picks up all the frequencies. But somehow tonight it's just not working. And you get used to that background sound of scanners going. And I do recognize that in some parts of the world, England for one, I think that's rebroadcasting scanner traffic is a no-no. So we're kind of lucky that we can do it here. I'll just have to see if I can get this thing working or invest in a new scanner. Of course, we're just a couple of weeks away now from Kevin and Rudy stopping by here at Founders Plaza for several days of plane spotting activity from Airline Videos Live. And so the plan is we'll be out here with them, and we'll be here broadcasting before they. Well, it depends on when they fire things up. Usually Kevin would start either late morning or early afternoon when he was here last time. So if that is the case, we'll be here in the mornings. Kind of as a pregame show. And there's lots of people looking forward to seeing Kevin and for a second time, and Rudy for the first time out here. All right, off to RFD. RKH is our newest subscriber. Thank you, RKH. They just like to jump right up there, don't they? Those MDs. And you can kind of see the cloud cover there with this camera. And it's off. Okay, I think it's quiet. Is it quiet now? Let's see what's happening here. Well, let's check in on the chat here for a moment or two if we can. I feel like I've been neglecting you, chat. So Douglas says 2 in a row rocket launch. Yeah, those MDs tend to leap right off the runway. Emre says, hey, Walt, will you be here to catch Kevin and Rudy's arrival? I think so. I'm going to try. I'm hoping that we'll have good weather and south flow and all that. We have some Radio Shack memories going on here. Larry Brown says, the Battery Club card. Yes, I got to punch a lot of those. Or was it punch or stamp? I can't remember now. Douglas misses Radio Shack. Red Eye says Radio Shack was the go-to. Yeah, it's kind of nostalgic. Occasionally I'll, and Jay also remembers Radio Shack. I occasionally will drive by the one that I worked at, and it's gone through several incarnations since then. I can't remember what it is now. Well, there is an American Eagle Embraer 175. I dare say not quite as exciting as an MD-11 trijet. No offense, little Embraer. That aircraft is departing us for Corpus Christi, Texas. And I hear another plane roaring off. This is an American Airlines 737-800. It's off to Minneapolis, St. Paul. It's flight 2806. Uh-oh, okay. Well, scanners have lit up, so I've got to batten down the hatches, so stand by, everybody. All right, well, that seemed like a rather lengthy delay, but we're back. We did just miss the Qantas flight back to Sydney. I apologize for that. I think we can still... Still out there somewhere. There it is. Well, we'll say good day to Qantas Flight 8. That's it there. Yeah, I don't know what the future of our nighttime streams is going to be if we've got to deal with this all the time. The sprinklers. I mean, you know, they gotta. Just a bit exasperating, and I thank you for your patience and for hanging out in the chat. At least this time you got to see what was going on, and I know it doesn't look that bad from that wide camera we've got, but well, what are we looking at here, Walt? I should tell you. This is a 767. It's flight 9303, and this is going to Louisville. So we've had 3 planes going to Louisville so far. The 747, which we saw earlier to begin our broadcast. We saw an MD-11 headed to Louisville, and now this 767 is going to Louisville. Lots of packages. Let us... We've got a flight going out to Auckland, which is where our friend Wellington Flights Live was just a day or 2 ago, I think. So this is the daily Auckland-bound flight. It's a 787-9 Dreamliner. About to make the turn on runway 18 left. That looks like a turn and burn for him to me. And off on the long Trans-Pacific journey to Auckland. All right, let us check in on this 767. I think it's getting ready to do its thing. What do we know about this plane? It's 13 years old. It's a 767-300 ER. Wow, that didn't need any runway at all. My goodness. I think that took off before it got to Terminal D. What I'm trying to say is that was a very short takeoff. As we welcome Daniel Morrow to the Runway DFW family. Okay, well. So many messages to get to. I don't think I'm going to get to all of them. Hello there, Epic Toast Man. Are you on your spring break, I think? Graphics and design says, well, no problem. You push through obstacles that get in DFW way. Thanks. Well, you know, it's kind of my assumption that when, you know, as a viewer, when things start to go wrong, I start to get interested in what's happening. So, you know, it's just kind of a little bonus. Ken Stowe says, Walt, I like your behind the scenes cam. Thank you. It is a Pixel 3 XL camera that I used to use as a phone, and now it's got a new life as behind the scenes camera. Well, no aviation activity right now, so we'll point you towards the downtown Dallas skyline. East Texas Aviation says, loving the planes there, Walt. Can't wait to be up there tomorrow. Well, hopefully you'll have good weather. Our Special Olympian Raina Taylor says, Walt, I know that you heard talk about my trip to the next Summer Games for Special Olympics, but I'm planning on competing in the Winter Games for Special Olympics. It's going to be in Italy in 2025. Wow, that sounds really exciting. That's one of those places I'd love to go, Italy. Never been. And of course, we are coming to you on Pi Day, and here is our official pie for Pi Day with some of our 5-pound weights that we use to keep our shower curtain in place. That's kind of a sad-looking pie, isn't it? Well, it's Pi Day. What can I say? You don't have that camera. To check in on our... We have literally 4 cameras going tonight. Some might say that's 3 too many, Walt. Let's see if that camera's working. Camera B, okay. I kind of kicked that tripod as I was covering things up, so that camera got kind of misaligned in what was going on. Vivek Chetye says, I hope I didn't mispronounce that name, but I probably did. I love Runway DFW. Thank you. Karen says, you're getting a shine the light moment from UPS, Walt. Well, yeah, maybe. Douglas Serrano says, can't wait to see Kevin here in a few weeks. And of course, he's bringing Rudy along. And for those of you who are not in the know, Kevin is the proprietor of Airline Videos Live, one of the biggest live aviation streaming channels in the world. He and Big Jet TV are the two big dogs. And of course, Big Jet was out with Kevin at LAX just last weekend. Weather was not that good, unfortunately. Points Traveler, and speaking of Kevin and Rudy, Points Traveler asks, when are Kevin and Rudy coming to DFW? It's the last week of the month. And I don't have a calendar in front of me right now, but they're coming in on Monday. I think the tentative plan is for them to fire up a stream later that day after they get settled in. Then they'll broadcast on Tuesday. I think they're going to take a day off on Wednesday, I think. Let me get a plane coming in here, shall we? It's coming from Tampa. It's a UPS cargo plane. That's what we came here to see. So that was a 757, which we see a lot of in the evening hours here. We don't see any passenger 757s here at DFW, but we do see a lot of UPS cargo ones. That is the age, or the birth date, of this particular plane. We'll get a little closer look at it when it gets up to our broadcast position here. Again, that came in from Tampa. We have an American Airlines Airbus A321 now approaching the starting line. This one's going to San Francisco, the city adjacent to the bay. It's flight 2810 in Airbus A321. And that's what we'll be looking at next, although we may deviate because, you know, we love our 757s here at night. And there's another one just about to get here in about a minute. It'll be UPS flight 561 from the Twin Cities. Sure, using up a lot more runway than that UPS 767 did, that's for sure. Okay, so that's off. You will see me swing the camera round and round Where she stops, nobody knows. In preparation for the arrival of, now what was this that we were going to see? Oh yeah, another 757, this one from Minneapolis, St. Paul. There you see the superstructures of the DFW Founders Plaza, the canopies that protect you from harsh daylight. Unfortunately, they don't protect you from sprinklers. So we've pointed our camera pretty much to the northeast here to get this plane coming in. So there you see a 757 landing, but you can hear in the background now. Well, there's our pie. Do I need to push that button? Here it comes. The parade of 757s continues with our next. Oh, look at the sprinklers over there. Haha. I think we've had our fill for tonight. Those are on the other side of the horseshoe here at Founders Plaza. This next 757 UPS coming in from Houston. Houston Intercontinental, to be precise. here's something I almost missed. It's the nightly flight to Doha from Qatar Airways. This is their 777. They have 2 daily flights. The other one uses a A350-1000. A-list flyer Chris said everyone, well, of course, this is a little dated now, but he says wave to Rohan on flight 732. Did he check in here? In case you've lost track, this is the 757 that came in from Houston Intercontinental. What have we got going on over here? We've got a Delta flight coming in. So let's bring you a little bit of variety here. That is arriving from Delta's home base of Atlanta, an Airbus A321. The Atlanta flights usually come in over on the east side, so thought we'd bring that to you. Meanwhile, making a lot of noise right in front of us. That's 757, yes, no winglets. Somebody in the chat room made note. Our jingle singers always ready to let us know what year of the 20th century a plane was born. Well, we're about to see another non-American Airlines passenger plane arriving. This is going to be Frontier Flight flight 706, no, 2706 from San Diego, California, with Monty the Margay cat on its tail. I don't know how much of that we'll be able to bring you. I guess it depends to some extent on how well lit up the tail of this plane is. That's the next arrival. Eli Williams says, Walt, I hope you're having a good evening. Thank you for providing a place for all of us to come and chill at Runway DFW. I'm a little chill now, especially my pant legs. They got the worst of it in the sprinkler get-in. So it's, what is it? It's 54 degrees. It's not terribly cold, but my pants legs are a little chill. So let's see what we got going here on this Frontier flight. That tail's so lit up it may even be a little overexposed. You can kind of tell it's a feline though. So stand by for another 757. This one's coming in from Memphis. It's UPS flight 1383. And that'll be coming in just a minute. I think we've got a Saab 340 coming in. At least that's it's on the radar. It's a 2-engine prop plane. Don't know where it's coming from. Just got kind of a generic picture of it on the flight radar. We seem to have lost our focus there on camera B. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh, it's an Ameriflight. Okay. Ameriflight is a cargo carrier. And its eventual destination will be it'll go right in front of us to the back 40 behind the UPS facility over here. But right behind this plane will be our next 757 for your consideration on Runway DFW. I gotta swing things around here to get a picture of that for you. My camera setup today is backwards. I'm usually on the left side of the broadcast table, and today I'm on the right side. So I'm kind of feeling a little weird about how things are set up. So anyway, we're on the hunt now, the visual hunt for our next 757. What does this make? 5 or 6? And again, it's such a joy to see this aircraft, which we don't normally see in a passenger configuration here at DFW anymore. All right, should be coming into view momentarily. It's behind that tree. So again, that one's coming in from Memphis. And we call again upon the Runway DFW jingle singers to tell us, how old is that plane? When was it made?
1991.
They're always ready with the answer. Well, things have quieted down now. I was feeling my chair to see if I can actually sit down in it. I didn't know if it got all wet or not. Talking about the Saab 340, Emre Yurta says, I remember when American Eagle flew Saab 340s to small Texas airports from DFW, including my home airport of College Station. Taking a bite out of pie. East Texas Aviation says, well, Walt, I'm going to have to turn in. I have an early-ish morning. I've got one of those too. Let's see, I got to be up probably around 5:45. Take care of barn chores. Then I'm going to go take my daughter to work. She has a new job. Then I'm going to hang out with my grandson for a little while. And then I'm going to do my other job. So I've got a full day tomorrow. Steven Solito says, Walt, how many airplanes come and go throughout tonight? Well, there are some red-eye passenger planes that come and go. It kind of thins out, obviously, during the late night hours. But there's cargo galore. I mean, if you look at the schedule, you know, right around the 2 a.m. hour, UPS gets very busy. And Tyler Morrow says, we're broadcasting from his home away from home, Founders Plaza. And yes, we do like to mention that Founders Plaza is provided by DFW Airport for plane spotters. You know, people who just like to watch planes, or, you know, people who like to take pictures. Parents bring their kids. It's a fun place to hang out. I was trying to be a little too artsy and get the plane going into frame, but it made a turn, an unexpected turn there, so. It's parking where the 747 had been situated. Before it took off for Louisville. Well, we don't want to leave out the A300 fans, do we? We do not. So next on the docket is UPS Flight 1335. This one's coming in from Orlando, California. Orlando, Florida, last I checked. And that's going to be next. Here we are trying to dry out. Lining our camera up to get that A300 in our sights. On this Tuesday night. I stepped in front of the camera, that was silly. Well, we got a second or two. Just a reminder that you're watching Runway DFW After Dark, live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. It's Walt, and we'll be here, probably for another 30 minutes or so, bringing you more planes than you could ever imagine seeing at this crazy hour of the night. All right, here comes that A306 or A300. Our orchestra timed that out just about right. And I've now officially consumed my Pi Day pie, because in, 34 minutes, it won't be Pi Day anymore. And in fact, many of you out there are probably already on to March 14th, or March 15th. I was going to show you proof of the now former pie. Well, there it is. The pie tin. There's some crumbs there too. I was going to use this phone stand to prop it up, but that little tin is too light. It's going to blow away, so I got to put it back in the box so it doesn't litter. We'll give you a look at that A300 when it gets here. Ralph Woodard says, "Hey Walt, do you ever have anybody else to do your flight so you can have some time off?" Well, I mean, I kind of make my hours here. I've got a real job, so this is just kind of a sidebar right now. And there are 2 other streaming channels here at DFW Airport that I know of. Maybe there's more, but I know of 2. I know them personally. Epic Toastman and OZ Gaming 9. So you can check out their channels for more DFW Airport action when I'm not here. And of course, again, at the end of this month, Kevin and Rudy from Airline Videos Live will be right here to bring you their special brand of aviation activity. So here's the A300. This is a 21st century plane, 21 years old, going back to 2001. But momentarily, the parade of 757s continues with a UPS flight from Phoenix, and right behind it, another one from San Bernardino, California. We're going to swing around for our next 757. It's a little further out than I thought. So since it's a little further out than I thought, I'll go back to this. All right, that gives us just enough time to go back around and line up our next 757. I have to say, I think this 757 has become my third favorite airplane to see. 747 number 1, A340 number 2. And regrettably, as we've discussed many a time here on this broadcast, we're not to be seeing too many more A340s here, as Lufthansa is going to be discontinuing that aircraft to Dallas-Fort Worth this month. I don't know exactly when. All right, time for our San Bernardino flight to arrive. Again, this is another 757.
A blast from the past, 1997.
That looks kind of like a lonely picnic table. Okay, we've got a couple of passenger planes to arrive. The first of which will be American Flight 2967 from Los Angeles. It's an Airbus A321, and it'll be our next arrival on Runway DFW. That's a nice looking plane. I'll bring this Alaska Airlines flight coming in from Seattle, I believe it was. Well, we'll find out. Yes, that came in from Seattle, 737-800 flight 372 Alaska Airlines. Well, if there was a drinking game associated with 757 UPS planes landing at DFW, I think we don't be drunk by now. This is the one from San Bernardino. The last one didn't have its headlight on, so it was a little easier to get a good look at the front of the plane. They've already popped the lid on that 757 that came in earlier. I've lost track of which one that one, but you can see the containers now being removed from its belly. Ralph Woodard wants to know, hey, Walter, using Flight Radar 24 or something else to keep track of all these flights? You seem pretty good at it. Well, Flight Radar 24 is is what I use. I have I feed data to Flight Radar 24 from a computer in my attic. And so I get to have their full business plan of Flight Radar 24 to utilize for free. So that's nice. I give them data. They give me stuff. Look, there's a new look. Me at work. Okay, what do we have? Speaking of Flight Radar 24, it says we've got another A300 coming in. This one from Atlanta. So let us take a look at that, shall we? That aircraft dates back to the year 2004. And again, it came in from Atlanta. Got another Delta flight coming in next. This is a passenger flight, of course, and it will be arriving from the City of Angels. Be an Airbus A320. So we'll swing around to bring you that arrival. See what time is it getting to be? 11:42 Central Time. We'll catch a couple more planes, and we got to pack things up. Well, we've got A300 number 3 coming in. Another UPS plane, of course. This is flight 603. And this will be arriving from Chicago O'Hare. So I know somebody in the chat will have the answer to this. What are those ribs on the underside of the A300 wings called? spurs or spars or ribs or I don't know. Fly to Ho says, just got to my hotel, enjoying the streams. Looks great, Walt. Thank you, Fly to Ho. You missed our sprinkler delay earlier. Our wonderful moderator Beve says, I love the views of the ground ops at night. The lighting. Cody McCatherine says, hello, Walt. How are you doing tonight? I'm a little bit wet from our experience with the sprinklers, but, you know. There's some more cargo being extricated from this 757 that came in early. One of the, I've lost track of all the 757s that came in. And I'm going to even be losing more track because the next plane coming in is going to be UPS Flight 1343 from Miami. And it is a 757. We're going to have a rare look shortly at and I say rare because on this side of the airport we don't get to see it too often, but we will see a blue jet coming in shortly. But first, this 757 from Miami. If you've just joined, if you watch us often and you are missing something and you're saying, where's the ATC? Our ATC scanner doesn't seem to be working this evening, so no ATC. Sorry. There's that A300 that just came in. Get our chorus working here in just a second.
1997.
And now, another Frontier flight coming in from Denver. It's an A320neo, and that one features Verde, the resplendent Quetzal, on its tail. We've seen Verde before here. So I'm going to swing back around and catch the JetBlue flight from JFK in Airbus A320. And as I said, JetBlue flies into here, but most of their flights are go out to the East Coast, and so we don't see them very often on this side of the airport. Of course, if their merger with Spirit ever goes through, that might change things a bit. But as you may have seen, the government is interceding to kind of block that merger. So we'll see what happens. O'Malley has favored us with a super chat, and I'll have to go back in the chat to see. I saw the notification on my screen here, but I didn't get to read it all. Apologize for that, O'Malley. I thank you for that. And let's take a look at JetBlue here if we can. A nice little treat for a plane that we don't get to see too often. So I think we will end, let's see how far away this is. So look, yeah, it looks like we'll end with UPS flight 929 arriving from Ontario, California. It will not be, unfortunately, a 757. It'll be 767. Okay? Get you a little more ground action over there. Removing the big containers from that A300. And I'm looking at Flight Radar 24 now as the flight from Ontario is now circling back around Flower Mound, Texas to make its way down here. So anyway, getting back to Mr. O'Malley, who says, thanks for the stream tonight, Walt, so relaxing. Here's a little for the shower curtain and scanner fund. Thank you for that $10.11 super chat, O'Malley. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, those shower curtains, and they didn't cost very much, those shower curtains. They're a lifesaver. I chose them instead of a tarp because a tarp is kind of heavy and I can kind of see through the shower curtain, so kind of know that things are still going on. I'm talking about the, here's an answer to one of the questions I had. Tyler Morrow says, I personally call the A300 the fish, so maybe they're called gills? I don't know. It could be. I'm sure there's an official name for them. An official aviation name for those things that are on the bottom of that wing there. William Elkins, thinking back to our sprinkler adventure, says you need to see if the airport authority will turn them on later. Well, you know, I don't have any pull with the airport authority. But if you're listening, DFW Airport, A, thank you for letting us hang out here at Founders Plaza. And B, please think about rescheduling those sprinklers for the middle of the night. Thank you from all of us at Runway DFW. Outstanding here in the increasingly chilly air. Still 51 degrees. It's not that cold, but again, my pants got a little wet during the Sprinkler-geddon. All right, well, Flight 929 is now on final approach as we make our final approach towards midnight on this Pi Day. Soon to expire. The big 767 is now over Lake Grapevine, or Grapevine Lake. I don't know how they style it. We'll be here in a moment or two, so time once again to swing around our primary camera to bring you the final arrival of the night on Runway DFW. It has been a treat hanging out with all you guys and gals. I was looking forward to this edition because I don't know, I really enjoy these night streams. I think I'll enjoy them more in the summertime when it's a lot warmer. But again, this is a 767 coming in from Ontario, California. Peeking out from behind the tree. And there you have it. And we're looking at almost a brand new 767 there that came to life in December of 2021. And so, as we celebrate the stroke of midnight here, I think that's going to do it for us on this edition of Runway DFW. Oh, there's that music. That music that we use to end our broadcast. And as we do, we will say thank you to Ralph Woodward, sorry, with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Walt. And I think they're called pods. Okay, so we've got our answer. Pods are what's on the bottom of the A300. We'll give you a look at that. So there you go. Thank you for that information. Got your pods there. And want to thank our mods. I see Beve there. Thank you, Beve. Thank you to everybody who watched. If you're a first-time viewer, or if you've kind of stumbled upon us, or if you've come back again and again, we thank you very much for that. And so we'll hang out again soon. Check out our channel. Hit the subscribe and like buttons if you will, if you would be so kind. And also hit that notification bell, because that will alert you to our next stream. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Happy contrails to you until we meet again. Good night from DFW International Airport.
With a camera.